Newscast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
We've seen a few showers and storms move through the area. Then things were pretty quiet there for a while, and now you start to see a little bit more redevelopment of showers, as well as some heavier downpours across parts of Champaign as well as Vermilion counties. But our temperatures remain in the 50s, 54 in Champaign as well as in Decatur, Mattoon, 55 in Effingham, 57 in Lincoln. And again, the sensor is down in Danville. That's why there isn't a number there. Gibson Area Hospital Health Services weather camera on our roofing dog, and it shows the clouds out there with winds out of the south up to around 10 miles per hour. For the rest of the evening, we should still have a chance for maybe a shower or storm here or there. But more than anything else, though, we'll begin to clear out and cool off overnight tonight. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
The Big Ten tournament has been canceled. The latest as the big dance is also shut down.
Many have been pounding the pavements, getting set for the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon, while the wait is going to be longer.
It's called the Roger Ebert Overlooked Film Festival. Why many are going to be missing it this year.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
First, it was the Big Ten tournament that shut down. Now, it's the big dance that won't be played this year. Arenas across the country are shutting down. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The NCAA has called off its men's and women's basketball tournaments. And a few hours ago, the Big Ten canceled the rest of the season for every spring sport. The Big Ten basketball tournament was shut down. The Illini have returned home after finding out they are done. And so what about the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon? It has been postponed, and there's an order to limit event sizes from the governor. First to Indianapolis and the Big Ten tournament. WCIA 3's Marley Weirda is there, and ordinarily that place would be just swarmed with people.
Yeah, but guys, when I first arrived here in Indianapolis this morning, there were just a few fans lingering around Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Now, as you can see behind me, downtown Indianapolis has become very desolate. But of the few fans that were standing out here this morning, I did catch up with a few Illini fans. They traveled from Champaign to attend the tournament here in Indy. They were in the arena last night. That's when they were told the games would be closed to fans, but they were stunned to hear the news this morning that the Big Ten tournament has been canceled entirely due to coronavirus concerns.
You know, we were a little frustrated that we weren't going to be able to watch the games, and really frustrated for the players and the universities that they couldn't finish their season. We're really thankful. We're blessed that we have not contracted the coronavirus, or none of our family or friends.
Oh, man, what a bummer. You know, you put this on your bucket list. Maybe we come back next year for the NCAA Final Four here in Indianapolis, and the Illini will be here.
The Big Ten says they will be refunding tickets, but obviously a lot has changed since we last talked to those fans in the morning. Since then, the NCAA March Madness tournament has been canceled, and the Big Ten has also canceled spring sports. That includes sports like baseball, softball, and track and field. We'll have more coming later on the newscast, but for now, we're reporting live in Indianapolis. Marley Weirda, WCIA 3 Sports.
You got to think about, yes, tickets are being refunded, but what about hotels and rental cars and other things like that? All right, thank you so much, Marley. Now, all teams left Indianapolis. For the Illini, it was a short bus ride home.
Yeah, they returned to Champaign about 3:30 this afternoon. WCIA 3's Craig Choate joins us live from outside the State Farm Center with more tonight. Craig?
A very somber mood as the bus pulled into Ubben practice facility about 3:30 this afternoon, as Paul said. Almost fitting that it was a near torrential downpour as the Illini came home, because all of that hope, all of that confidence that the team had built up over the last month, all washed away just like that. The entire basketball staff unloaded the bus about 3:30 at the Ubben practice facility. Athletic Director Josh Whitman quickly behind them. Managers grabbed all the Gatorade coolers, the bags, everything from the bus. The school did just release a statement on today's announcement, but they're not making any players or coaches available available to the media at this time. Hopefully that changes soon so we can hear what kind of emotions are going through those players and coaches' heads right now. Obviously a sad ending to such a promising season for the basketball team, but this has far-reaching effects not just for Illini basketball. Coming up in sports, we'll dive deeper into what that means. Reporting live in Champaign for your Illini Nation, Craig Show, WCIA 3 Sports.
Yeah, obviously disappointing. They had their sights set on not just a run in the Big Ten tournament, but their sights set on a bigger prize as well. Craig, we'll look forward to more in sports. Thanks. Well, the governor has banned events across the state of more than 1,000 people. Governor Pritzker making that announcement tonight. He's also requesting community events of more than 250 people be canceled or postponed, and there shouldn't be school assemblies of more than 250 kids. But we'll have more on this at 6:30 as well. The Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon's been postponed because of coronavirus, too.
About 8,600 people will wait to find out when they will lace up their running shoes for the race. Organizers are working to choose a new date later this year. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is with us. Jamie, this is unprecedented.
It is. They have had to stop a race in the past because of weather, but organizers say a postponement has never happened.
Decision to move forward with a plan that we have had in works for about a week, which is to postpone the race.
The Christie Clinic Marathon was supposed to happen the weekend of April 23rd, but coronavirus concerns have pushed it back. This comes on the heel of the U of I suspending university-sponsored events or student organization events with more than 50 people.
It's a lot of disappointment is what it is, and we get that. We're both runners.
You know, for a marathon, you plan for months. I'm going to train, I'm going to get ready for a marathon and all that, and then something like this pops up.
Organizers say they want to work with people on solutions. If the new date doesn't work out for the participants, they're hoping people will not cancel altogether, but choose to transfer their registration to someone else or defer until next year.
We want everybody to be calm about this, and you know, we're as disappointed as anybody, but we're not choosing to focus on that. We're like, wow, we just got more time to make an even better race.
They are working to choose a new race date for the second half of the year. Participants will get updates about the future of the race. Live in Champaign, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Jamie, thank you. Now another casualty of the outbreak, Ebert Fest has been canceled. It was supposed to be next month, April 15th to the 18th at the Virginia Theater in Champaign. It was canceled because of the U of I's ban on events with more than 50 people. If people made reservations at the Hyatt downtown, they should call the hotel. Organizers have already set the dates for next year's festival, April 14th through the 17th. And there are more events impacted by the coronavirus. We will have a running list on our website, WCIA.com. The coronavirus continues to pop up across the country, and one county in central Illinois is making moves to try and stop it from spreading there.
Yeah, much like what the governor announced earlier this evening, Sangamon County Public Health is limiting the size of public gatherings there. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin joins us live from its headquarters now. So, Gabrielle, what is being planned in Sangamon County to slow the spread down there?
Well, Paul, leaders here are enforcing a limit even tighter than the governor's about how many people can gather together in one place. The leaders in the county are warning everyone here not to go into large groups if they don't have to. Starting on Saturday, indoor events in Sangamon County will be limited to 250 people. Outdoor events will be limited to 500 people. They said they don't want the virus to become a problem here in Sangamon County, and they want the new rule to take place in time for the holiday this weekend.
As you know, the St. Patrick's Day Parade has been canceled, so the outdoor event that was going to well exceed 500, we assumed if it was good weather, is off. Most all the establishments downtown, I don't believe, can hold more than 250 people. If they do, we are instructing them to prevent that.
Now, schools and similar groups will have to monitor these gatherings pretty closely to make sure that they are not in violation of this new rules. And while leaders here are also watching this closely, the new limit is set to last for at least 30 days. Paul?
Sounds like there will be a lot of reevaluation coming up over the next few weeks. Gabrielle, thanks.
Now coming up, we're going to head back to Indy and hear from the Big Ten commissioner what his thoughts are on no tournament this year.
Also tonight.
it's so disappointing because our boys are making history.
So how about March Madness in Peoria? The latest as the IHSA makes its decision.
It was a mild day across central Illinois with showers and storms that came through the area. We had high temperatures here in Champaign, reached to a high temperature of 54 degrees. Coming up, we are talking about the chances for some storms for the rest of the evening, snow on Saturday, and temperatures riding the roller coaster next.